Hello, dear friends and colleagues. We are very happy to introduce to you Uvglo, our UV light device for C3R corneal collagen cross-linking treatment of keratoconus. We do have financial interest in this device. These are our acknowledgements. Professor Theo Seiler of Dresden University of Germany was the inventor of cornea collagen cross-linking with riboflavin. He first performed on human eyes C3R in 1998 and it was US FDA approved in 2003. Over 2 million C3R procedures are safely done in last 23 years. To understand, C3R CXL basically is baking a flabby and soft cornea into a hard and crispy one, where UV light is fire and riboflavin is the baking powder. C3R is analogous to converting a bread into a toast, and Uvglo is analogous to a toaster. All currently available C3R machines and devices have very small working distance, that is 50 millimeters. In most C3R devices, focal plane and centration are ill-defined. All C3R devices do not have an integrated surgical microscope, so there is no magnified and comfortable view, and hence video recording, relay or demo of actual surgeon's view of the procedure is not possible. And of course, cost is very high, prohibitive for most surgeons, such that they have to go for rental use. This is Omniglow, our stereocoaxial illumination device to improve the red reflex, stereopsis and contrast in the surgical microscope to convert it into a Lumera-like microscope. UV glow is essentially a UV avatar of Omniglow. UV glow gets attached to the bottom of the current surgical microscope, so there is no need for a separate stand. The microscopic surgeon's view is available to the surgeon throughout the procedure. There is a comfortable 200 mm working distance. Video recording of the surgery is possible and it is very cost effective. Live surgery relay is also possible. This is another model of microscope based UV glow. This is a dedicated microscope with UV glow. Side view of the same, bottom view of the same as seen by patient's eye. Two UV lights cancel shadow effects, and two red laser pointer beams define precise focal plane as well as the center, keeping a safe and comfortable working distance of 200 millimeters. This is UV glow made for Zeiss 1FR microscope. This is stand-alone UV glow without microscope with a portable stand, with a separate control for illumination by warm white light. Let us see a video of C3R procedure. Alcohol well is pressed on cornea towards lower and outer portion of the cornea to match the cone of the apex of the cone. Epithelium is allowed to soak in ethyl alcohol for 20 seconds. Then excess alcohol is absorbed with a aerosponge. Residual alcohol is washed with ample BSS. Epithelial sheet is peeled off with dry aerosponge. Cornea is now soaked with riboflavin at 1 drop every 2 minutes for next 30 minutes, 15 times putting the drop on corneal bed. After 30 minutes of riboflavin loading into the stroma, limbus protection ring shield is put. This is made of Teflon, it is autoclavable and reusable. After confirming center and focal plane, UVA exposure is started and is given for a total UV dose of 90 milliwatt per centimeter square. 90 milliwatt dose is equal to 5400 millijoules per centimeter square, that is 5.4 joules per centimeter square. Total energy is deposited into the cornea. Riboflavin is replenished by 1 or 2 drops every 2 minutes during UV exposure. UV baking of cornea can be done by standard Dresden protocol or by accelerated high energy fast forward protocol, depending on eye surgeon's personal choice and personal experience. After UV dosing is over, limbal protection ring is removed. Eye is washed with ample BSS. And a sterile bandage contact lens which is soaked in moxiclatrolac solution is put over the cornea. Just to recall, for C3R, total UV dose is 90 milliwatt per centimeter square, which is equal to 5400 millijoule or 5.4 joules per centimeter square, to be delivered over 10 to 30 minutes. Power and energy calibration is to be done each time before surgery by an external UV meter, which is a part of the whole Uvglo package. Power and energy calibration setup. Power can be set up from 3 milliwatt to 6 milliwatt, 9 milliwatt, 12 or 15 milliwatt, or 18 milliwatt, depending on surgeon's chosen protocol. Just to refresh our physics and mathematics, the relationship of irradiance and energy is like this. Milliwatt per centimeter square is irradiance or power. Milliwatt per centimeter square multiplied by seconds is the energy in millijoules. So 3 milliwatt multiplied by 30 minutes, which is equal to 1800 seconds, is 5400 millijoules. 5400 millijoules is equal to 5.4 joules. Thus, 3 multiplied by 30 is equal to 90 milliwatt per centimeter square is equal to 5.4 joules per centimeter square, which is the total energy dose as defined by Dresden University Protocol, as defined by Professor Theo Seiler and his group. Diametric customization of dosing can be done using autoclavable Teflon shield rings, which are changed at every 3 or 4 minutes interval during the procedure. Excellent result of customized C3R done by Uvglo. Demarcation line depth can be controlled by a variable UV power or by 1 second on 1 second off pulsing of high intensity 18 milliwatt UV light, or by riboflavin penetration depth controlled by time of soaking. With UV glow, ultra-thin sub 400 C3R is also possible. In the top OCT, demarcation line is at 327 micron, whereas in bottom OCT, DL is at 233 micron. Following Professor Farhad Hafezi's protocol for sub 400 C3R, we can do a C3R even in a cornea as thin as 200 microns. This is our case of a C3R done in 288 micron cornea with demarcation line at 208 microns. You may please read this paper by Dr. Farhad Hafezi and his group about ultra-thin cornea C3R sub 400 protocol, which gives very detailed and very nice analysis, and the nomogram about the C3R in ultra-thin corneas. You can listen to Professor Farhad Hafezi's Sub 400 C3R protocol lecture, which is a 13-minute video, at this link. Uvglo can also be used to treat fungal keratitis as well as bacterial and amoebic keratitis. There are several research publications which are now openly available about C3R for corneal ulcers treatment. This is a compiled and composite study of 12 publications about corneal cross-linking for infectious keratitis. Dr. J.K. Reddy and his group recommends that UV dose for infectious keratitis should be almost doubled or more, around 200 milliwatt, because semi or opaque cornea will only allow half or less than half of UV photons to pass through and reach the target organisms. This is very similar to the fact that on a cloudy day or in a dense forest, very low sunlight or solar UV will reach to the surface of the earth. For further inquiries and queries about UV glow, you may please contact us. Thank you very much for your kind attention and patient listening.